Scripture uses a wide variety of language to describe our constituent parts. It talks about our bodies, flesh, hearts, minds, spirits, souls, and many other things. But throughout the centuries, theologians have generally agreed that all those parts can be summarized in terms of two things: a physical part, usually called our body, and an immaterial part, typically called our soul or spirit. For instance, in 2 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 1, Paul wrote, "Let us purify ourselves from everything that contaminates body and spirit, perfecting holiness out of reverence for God."
But Scripture's teaching on these points is complicated by the diverse vocabulary it uses to describe us.
One of the most common terms is soul, which often translates the Hebrew word nephesh or the Greek word psyche. These words generally refer to the entirety of humanity's immaterial nature, but they sometimes refer to an entire human being, including the physical body. For example, Genesis chapter 2 verse 7 tells us that when God breathed the breath of life into Adam, Adam became a living soul, or nephesh. Another of the most common terms for our immaterial parts is spirit, which typically translates the Hebrew ruach or the Greek word pneuma. Both terms often refer to the entire immaterial aspect of human nature, and in this sense, they're relatively synonymous with the words for soul. However, spirit can also refer to a variety of other things, such as breath, wind, or even an attitude or demeanor, as in the phrase spirit of timidity in 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7. Besides these terms, Scripture has many words for various aspects of our immaterial being. For instance, mind commonly identifies the seat of our moral, intellectual, and rational thought, as in Romans chapter 7 verse 23. And heart sometimes identifies our inner lives, or the immaterial source of our thoughts, will, feelings, and emotions, as in 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 7 and 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 22. Even the Hebrew term mea, normally translated bowels, womb, or inward parts, refers to our immaterial being in places like Psalm 40 verse 8. And of course, the Bible also has many other terms for various parts of our immaterial being, including our conscience, desires, reason, thoughts, mind, and a wide variety of emotions. In general, theologians have understood all these parts as belonging to the larger whole we identify as our immaterial soul or spirit. In Deuteronomy chapter 6 verses 5 and 6, we learn that the primary expression of the love God required is heartfelt obedience to His commandments. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. These commandments that I give you today are to be upon your hearts.